Of course, people are going to believe in conspiracy theories if they catch you in lies. It's time for a little bit of intellectual anarchy where we engage in extreme truth, extreme common sense, and diversity of ideas. How's everyone doing today? My name is James Salazar. I am a life coach, a futurist, and I help people create a more powerful intellect and identity to compete in this new futuristic economy. Today we're going to talk about a lot of misleading stuff propagated by the Democratic Party and which looks like, which pretty much is the marketing arm of the Democratic Party, the legacy news, other than Fox News. Now, let me tell you the difference between Fox News and CNN and CNBC, MSNBC, MSNBC, and my chair's falling. MSNBC, my God, barely can get it out. Here's the thing. Why is Fox News the most trusted name in news? Because they admit they are biased. Most of their news sources, except for like one, Brett Baer, everything else is opinionated news, and they're very upfront about it. Where unlike MSNBC and CNN are just as opinionated, just as left-wing as the people in Congress, and they are the talking arm of the views they value, which are left-wing. But here's the problem. They don't admit it. They're trying to say they're even kill news, fair news, and they are not. They are the marketing arm of the Democratic Party. Hands down. There's no way to other to read it. If you think that is not true, then I got water to sell to you on the moon. All right? I got a beachside property in the desert. I say all that to say this. So Tucker Carlson last night came on the news, and he was privileged to get hundreds of hours that were not given to us by the media, was not addressed in the January 6th committee. He happened to get it, and so much information came out that was misleading. Now, let's say there was still a small group of people who broke into the House of Representatives, the Congress, who broke into the Congress and broke shit, tried to go places where they shouldn't have gone. And they got arrested. But the face of it, the January 6th shaman, the guy with the big old horns who went to jail for 40 months, we see footage of him being escorted by the police, the Capitol Police. About 9 cops saw him. He walked by 9 cops, and none of them stopped him, prevented him from breaking the law, actually unlocked doors for him and let him pass through. Well, this was not given to us by the media, and it was not addressed in the January 6th hearing. There was a whole lot of people who were let in by the police freely. And a lot of these people said, well, we thought it wasn't a problem since they let us in. If you go to a museum and they let you in, if the guards let you in, say, no, it's fine, you can come in. and then you go to jail for it, that seems pretty shitty, right? Most people would stand up against that. Not including those people who became violent. Those people should go to jail. Those people are traitors. But to say the whole mob was there to commit an insurrection, everybody was unarmed, nobody had a gun, or swords, or knives, some had sticks. But what happened was, they were misled that a lot of people were allowed to go in, and then those people were framed as insurrectionists. This leaves up the news for a class action suit. Even, I don't know if you can sue Congress committee by just leaving this stuff out. But here's the thing, they're not about truth. Also, there was a security guard that supposedly got his head crashed in by a fire extinguisher. That was supposed to have happened. But we see in the video, and that person was supposedly have died right then and there. The media said that. Democrats said that. We see in all the videos that Tucker Carlson has gotten, we see that that guy was perfectly fine after the event was over. So he didn't die there. Because the faith of the bad people and the good people who were victims, these two faces are complete lies and fabrication. Once again, I say it's not like there were a group of people who tried to do violent things inside the Capitol, but these two faces, the face of the insurrection and the victim of the insurrection, were both lies, perpetrated by the Democratic Party and their media armed, the legacy media, CNN, MSNBC, but those are the only ones that matter. And they're playing political games. Now, granted, all these people, you play stupid games, you get stupid prizes most of the time. But I don't know. People need to sue the media into the truth and not just be agendaed. We are falling apart. We are dividing and cracking based upon the media. What was supposed to inform us of the truth now misinforms us. Another thing about Dr. Fauci, right? Dr. Fauci, who's in charge of what was going on in the pandemic, they see through leak emails that he asked for someone to make a report that shows the lab leak hypothesis was false. And he wanted someone to make a report to do that. He has someone make a report, then touted the report like it was independent, that he had nothing to do with it, saying, well, this report says it's a lie, even though he asked for the creation of that report. This is misleading. This is lies. And all I ask from the American people is that we put the media and the government in the proper perspective in this point in time in history of America and the United States. That you cannot trust the media. Or you can trust them. You can trust them to be partisan, and that they're going to not give you the whole truth. And you might have to go to the other side to hear the other side of the story. There's two sides of the coin, and Democrats and Republicans, conservatives and liberals need to inform themselves on the other side of the coin. I don't think you willfully want to believe in lies, because it is choosing ignorance and is treating your politics like a religion. You have faith in it as opposed of the truth. Religion recalls for faith. Politics calls for truth. We have lost that in our politics. And now we are calling for faith in individuals hoping what they're saying is truth. You can't be that naive anymore. You must look at both sides of the coins. You must look at what MSNBC is going to omit the truth from you. We know that now. They are being caught red-handed. CNN borders on just straight out fucking lying. See, here's the thing about Fox News and MSNBC. They, depending on what side of the aisle you're on, they believe in lies. They actually believe things that are untrue. But CNN, they know they're lying and they lie anyway. That's the difference between Fox News and MSNBC and CNN. CNN deliberately peddles in lies. Has been caught over and over again. The lies over Joe Rogan, the lies over the vaccine, the lies over Dr. Fauci. And no one respects them anymore. And MSNBC, they just think that everybody else is just wrong and they believe in lies. And same thing with Fox, they believe liberals believe in lies. And so they think they're better than each other. But I think they think they're arbiters of the truth of their side. But only CNN knows they're lying and lie anyway. At least that's how I perceive it. Now, people definitely believe on the left that truth is relative. So you're going to find that they're going to lie more often because they don't believe, well, they believe certain things like truth. Some truths are too hurtful to say. They definitely believe that, so you should admit the truth if it's going to hurt somebody's feelings. They definitely believe truth is relative, that what might be true for you may not be true for me. They also believe a lie is relative, that whatever may be a lie to you may not be a lie to me. It's only conservatives and libertarians and some liberals believe that there's certain truths that are relative based on individuals, but most of all, truth is absolute. So automatically there'll be more lies coming from people who are left-wing because they don't believe that the truth is the highest value. This is why it's so egregious when a conservative lies, because they're held to a higher standard because they believe truth is absolute. And if you're going to believe truth is absolute and you're going to lie, well, then you are knowingly lying. You're knowingly omitting the truth and knowing that it is bad. It is bad. So we're way less forgiving to conservatives, judged at a higher moral standard than liberals. Liberals never have to apologize for what they say because no one takes what they say seriously. No one judges. I mean, any liberal Democratic politician can say stupid one thing and they will give them a pass. Just listen to Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. She says stupid shit all the time, but nobody, and the conservative media tries to get her on it, but nobody cares because nobody respects what she says. They expect her to say stupid shit, but as long as she's going to tout free things for people, she's all good. Don't matter if she says stupid things because we don't care about truth. You guys do, and you want to say, oh, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez lies, Joe Biden lies. That doesn't matter because they don't believe in the truth. Truth is not their highest value. Of course they're going to lie. They have said, and who's the famous atheist? So yeah, Sam Harris is who I'm talking about. He pretty much said that it's okay to rig an election and not tell the truth if he felt the person was evil. And obviously he was trying to make a comparison to someone like Donald Trump and Hitler. Like, who wouldn't sabotage the election of Hitler, right? So it is emotionalism that makes him make that equivalency. And let's just Get it out there. See, liberals' arguments are not logical. They're not based in truth. They're emotional, based on how you feel. And sometimes their emotions end up leading to illogical ways of solving things. And with conservatives, they're so heady and logical that sometimes they logic weigh themselves out of compassion. But here's the thing. If you're still using logic to solve the problem, you'll find your way to truth. But with liberals, you'll often find yourself trying to answer an emotional question with an emotional answer. You'll often find yourself making things worse with good intentions because your heart feels so good about it. It's out of compassion, therefore I will destroy society because my motives were good. So, big problem. We're having lies coming from our media, coming from the Democratic Party, and it means a lot now that they're in power. I mean, I don't totally trust the Republican Party, and I'm not saying they're totally truthful. It's just they value truth more. So you're going to get less lies, but when your value system is not truth and it is meeting emotional needs as opposed to what people actually need, you'll find yourself lying more often than not. And that is hook, line, and sinker into the Democratic Party, the legacy media. So how are we supposed to look at this? Right now in our society, you cannot trust the news. And they're only going to give you a very, very limited and narrow size of the truth of one side of a coin. And you're going to have to go look for the other side and then weigh both sides. And guarantee you, both sides might be completely crazy, but hopefully you can find the truth somewhere in there. It's time that Americans start thinking for themselves. If with the amount of lies that are being exposed by the Democratic Party, those who are left-wing and Democratic must be very scared. I don't think you like losing arguments because of the lies of the people who you're trusting. That would be unacceptable to me. If I'm holding water for a super group of people and they were lying, that would get me very upset. So it's going to take those people who are Democrats and liberals to talk to the people who they are holding water from and telling them that lies are unacceptable. It's better to tell the truth and let it lie where it may, and let us make our arguments based upon the truth. But when you make an argument based upon your life, it's pulling the rug out from under you. See, no one really cares what liberals think and say. They never hold them to a higher standard. That should be insulting to you. It should, but nobody does. You can say all kinds of outlandish shit, but if a conservative says one bad thing, you're going to hang them by it. And you probably should, because conservatives are held by a higher standard, and they should want to be. And they should want to be. We are a more intellectual, we're more intellectual, and it's a more thought out ideology based on a strong foundation. And when you divert from that foundation, you weaken it, so you should be crucified by saying something that is not true. You should be proud. I am proud to be held at a higher standard. A liberal, nobody bothers doing that because they're always speaking out of their emotions. And emotions are the least trustworthy thing for actual data, actual truth. How I feel has no basis in the truth, only that it feels the way it does. So, you got to put things in the proper perspective. You can't trust the media. You can't trust if if the government's lying to us, and we're seeing so many lies, even in the Trump administration, onto the Biden administration about COVID, about the January 6th, they're just omitting information that they don't think you're mature enough to have. But what you need to understand, that those people in government now, they're not like our forefathers, brilliant men of old. They're fucking idiots. Truly. Majority of them. Very few. And that's Republicans involved too. There's like, out of every Congress, there's maybe top 10% that are intelligent. And they may not all be up in front to our face. Maybe like 1% are up in your face. The majority of the people who are famous are morons. So, judge accordingly. And I started this off saying how it is the government right now creating conspiracy theories by not telling the whole truth. The lack of truth from your government is a breeding ground for conspiracy theories. I'm going to put that in a meme. And it came here first. Hey, so if you want to be at the top of your game, top intellect, I am coming out with a brand new program called Identity Redesign Matrix, where you can get these time-tested principles and values that have created successful people since the starting of this country. It's coming out the next 2 weeks. Be aware of that. I also have more segments in my YouTube channel. Come check this out. I got the James Salazar Media Podcast. I got the Future Republican. I got the Brightburn YouTube Academy. Also, I have a Facebook group called the Brightburn Society Facebook group. That is for people who are entrepreneur-minded, whether they're talent, hobby, career, dreams, take self-discipline and self-motivation and the ability to start, and not only that, to finish what you start. It is a group dedicated to that. If you need me to come speak at your group, you can do that by putting down James Salazar /SLING, or take a picture of my QR code. It should link you to everything I have. So I'm going to leave it right there, my friends. I think I've said enough. Like I said, you can see everything I'm doing, everything I'm offering in jamessalazarmedia.com/sling. Also, you can take a picture of that QR code. It'll link you to all my social media programs, some things that I'm selling, also some services I have for you. So until then, my friends, stay frosty.